There was another article here from it was from the Washington Examiner, talking about how Donna Brazile felt that the Hillary campaign was a cult. Now, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but it's very obvious that any Hillary supporter that you talk to, they will believe anything that Hillary Clinton says and believes, and they will restate it and they'll repeat it, and they'll put it out there as, as gospel. Now, the funny thing is, a lot of those people like to say Bernie supporters are like a cult. They like to call us, Bernie bros or whatever, and we're part of the Bernie. We're the burners or whatever the hell they want to call us, as if we're part of some sort of like coalition that just believes whatever Bernie Sanders believes, and we agree with him 100% and we never criticize him. Obviously, those people have never, ever spoken or debated a Bernie supporter on the issues. You want to talk to me? I have a lot of things to criticize Bernie Sanders on. I definitely disagree with him on his position on Israel-Palestine, which he doesn't have the worst view ever, but he likes to dance around the issue a little bit. He doesn't like to answer it as directly as I like. Recently, I remember he had an interview with Al Jazeera, and he couldn't really, Al Jazeera America, or was it Al Jazeera? And he couldn't really answer a direct question regarding whether he supports BDS. He does not support the BDS, which is the boycott, divestments, and sanctions, which is basically a group that wants to do all those things to Israel so that they can finally finally agree on a two-state solution, on a fair two-state solution. And so that group does not have the support of Bernie Sanders. It obviously does not have the support of really any politician at all in America. No way. But there are a lot of people in America that are pushing it. And I think people like Jill Stein, Ajamu Baraka, so people in the Green Party and stuff, they definitely support the boycott, divestments, and sanctions on Israel. I wish Bernie Sanders would come out in favor of it. Bernie also supports a certain amount of drone strikes, or the drone program to be used, similar to what Barack Obama pushed for. He did criticize Obama's use of the drone program, which was basically 90%, was killing 90% or more than 90% of innocent people, in countries like Pakistan, Somalia, Yemen, all those kind of countries. The drone program is terribly inaccurate, and it's not a good program at all for, when you're fighting a war against certain, insurgencies and, terrorists and stuff, because you're killing a lot of innocent people. So you're putting innocent people's lives at risk no matter what you're doing in that scenario. And instead of killing terrorists, 90% of the time you're killing innocent people. So, and innocent people are already being killed in those countries anyway. So you're just making it worse. So it's positions like that. And, Bernie Sanders, I think he supported aspects of I believe the Gulf War, so the first Iraq War back in the mid-90s when he was in Congress. He initially gave speeches. I know speeches that I've definitely seen where he warned of how terrible of an idea it was to go in there. But after that, he kind of, he wanted to kind of expand it after it had already been waged. So that's definitely that's definitely something that I could call him out on. But you get the idea. The point is, Bernie supporters are not in a cult. They're not the kind of people that are going to just, support Bernie Sanders regardless of what he does. If he does something that's wrong, we're going to call him out on it. And that's what you do when you're an objective supporter. You go out there and you support people on certain things that they, deserve to be supported on. Even you hold them and you hold their feet to the fire when they should be held, when that should be happening. And Hillary supporters do not do that kind of stuff. And, we call them out on it. And they just that just does not compute in their head. In their head, they're just supporting, a perfectly principled person in Hillary Clinton who stands by everything that she believes in, and she has never taken has never taken an opportunistic position on anything. Are you kidding me? She was against gay marriage, gave speeches against it, and all of a sudden, what was it, in 2013? All of a sudden, she started supporting it. She voted for the Iraq War, and then she voted in favor of the Patriot Act. She voted in favor of flag burning. That's against the First Amendment. Flag burning is freedom of speech. You voted in favor of that. She voted in, like I said, she voted in favor of the Patriot Act, which basically tore up the fucking Constitution. That basically laid the groundwork for spying, in this country, illegal spying in this country. That was something that she was proud to vote for. She voted for the Iraq War. No reservations about that one. She claims she had reservations. She claims she doubted that whole vote of hers. She says she regrets it now, but I mean, obviously she doesn't act like she regrets it. But the point that I just want to make that point regarding the differences between the Hillary camp and the Bernie supporters, and what Donna Brazile said, and this was an interview that she had on MSNBC on Morning Joe, I believe. She said it was a cult. I felt like it was a cult. You could not penetrate them. I tried. She said they had a maniacal focus on 270, referring to the number of electoral votes you have to get. It was their strategy. It was their plan. It was so condescending. The way they treated her and stuff. So. Yeah, I mean, when somebody like Donna Brazile, who was supporting Hillary Clinton during the election, she was not some rabid Bernie supporter. She was not a Bernie bro or a Bernie whatever the hell you want to call her, for female Bernie supporter. She was not at all, and we knew that about her. But even she's saying that she couldn't get through to these Hillary supporters or the Hillary camp at least. And when you have somebody like that saying that, then it's a fucking issue. There's something fucking screwy going on right there. No doubt about it. So when it comes to that kind of stuff, I deal with tons of cultish Hillary supporters on Twitter. They're all so cult-like in the way they talk and the way they ignore certain topics, and then if you challenge them, they block you essentially. I've had many of them coming on my page on my Facebook page here where I'm broadcasting. I think a lot of them have probably unliked my page, which is fine because I don't want to deal with them anyway. But I still have some of them coming on every now and then, which is fine. But I just have to debate them all the time, and that's okay with me. It's just something that you just got to deal with when you're obviously running a public page. So yeah, I mean the cult-like behavior of these people, it's never ending. It's not surprising at all, and that's just how it is.